This isn't any normal shopping center because this happened on the land where it was built on, and because of that, it's said to be a paranormal hotspot. This is el Centro Comercial Parque Delta, located in la Ciudad de Mexico. Millions of people visit this location every year, and many of them have no idea about the terrifying history of this location. From 1925 to 1936, the Parque Franco Inglés baseball stadium sat on this land, and this is actually where the first professional baseball game of the Mexican League was played. In 1940, the stadium was renovated and renamed Parque Delta. When the stadium reopened, it was one of the largest and most impressive stadiums in Mexico at the time. Unfortunately, on June 15, 1952, during the third game of the series being played by Los Diablos Rojos and Los Rojos de Águila de Veracruz, an area of the stands collapsed under the weight of the fans. Dozens of fans were injured and two didn't make it. The collapse was attributed to the wood being in poor condition. Sadly, shortly after the incident happened, it was soon forgotten, and surprisingly, the stadium remained open. In 1955, el Instituto Mexicano de Seguro Social acquired the land where the two previous stadiums sat and built a new stadium called El Parque Deportivo Seguro Social. In 1985, while the park was still known by this name, tragedy struck. On September 19, 1985, at 7:18 a.m., Mexico was struck with a devastating magnitude 8.1 earthquake. Although the epicenter of this quake is placed off the coast of Michoacán, some 200 miles away from La Ciudad de Mexico, the seismic waves traveled there in less than a minute. It's estimated that around 10,000 people lost their lives, 30,000 were injured, and 100,000 were displaced. As a result of such devastation, the stadium was turned into a makeshift morgue, and the bodies of the people found in the rubble were taken there in hopes that their families would come claim them. The stadium received nearly 2,500 bodies that had to be preserved using ice, formaldehyde, and salt to prevent decomposition. Unfortunately, many of these bodies were never identified or claimed, and they ended up in mass graves at a local cemetery. Parque Seguro Social remained open until 2000 when it was sold for the purpose of demolishing it and creating a shopping center. It was decided that the new shopping center's name would be Parque Delta as a tribute to the land's tragic past. When construction began on Parque Delta, it was reported that it became plagued with paranormal activity. Paranormal activity that did not exist when this location was a stadium. Employees and customers report apparitions, strange shadows, mocking laughters, and screaming and crying. One of the most common apparitions is that of a woman who's seen in the movie theater sitting in the seats. Sometimes she's seen with children, but she immediately disappears. Security guards constantly report seeing the apparition of a woman in their underground parking lot that is heard loudly crying. And apparently, she's often seen on the CCTV cameras. If you're bored or you want a good scare, search for Parque Delta Paranormal in TikTok, and you'll see tons of videos of people talking about their experiences. So there's no doubt that this place has a tragic past, but do you believe that it's truly haunted?